kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all seeds, yet it grows. It is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds come and perch in its branches. Matthew 13:31-32. Kenya is an exciting and dynamic place to be an entrepreneur.
When we started Sinapis, we wanted to equip entrepreneurs with the skills and the tools that they need to transform the marketplace with the heart of Christ. And today it is so fulfilling to see Sinapis entrepreneurs using the power of entrepreneurship to alleviate poverty and to change the way their customers and employees and suppliers think about doing business, all for the glory of God.
The Startup Bill 2020 proposed in September by the Senate is evidence of the need and rise of entrepreneurship in Kenya.
Sinapis was founded in 2010 by 3 co-founders who were studying opportunities around the world to unlock the potential of economies. And they were studying at Harvard University and had a really influential professor who said, if you really want to do this in a market that's going to grow and have a profound impact on East Africa and the world, you need to go to Nairobi. So they did market research, worked with the Minister of Finance, and saw an incredible opportunity to unlock potential in training early stage businesses to grow and scale and become job creators and job sustainers over time.
Sinapis is a global community training and guiding the needs of entrepreneurs from idea stage to growth stage.
So the first one is the Sinapis Aspire Launchpad. This basically targets somebody who is at the idea stage. This is someone who has 1 business idea, doesn't know how to start, or even 5 business ideas, but doesn't really know which one to settle on. So that program usually lasts for 9 weeks. The other program targets entrepreneurs who have established businesses, basically someone who is at the seed stage or growth stage, and they're looking to scale their business. They know their business has a lot of potential, so they're seeking to gain more investment, but are really clueless about how to do this. Or they feel stuck and feel like they need the assistance or extra push to take them to the next level. So this is a 4-month mini MBA that lasts for 16 weeks.
Sinapis now operates in 9 emerging markets around the world and tailors its contents to cover sales, finance, management, human resources, operations, and leadership.
Sinapis is a Christian organization, and we integrate biblical truth into all of our training programs and in our ongoing alumni network. So if you're someone who has been wondering, how can I integrate my faith into my business? This is a wonderful opportunity for you to get practical instruction and also engage with peers in a really warm and open environment. However, if you are not a Christian or you're unsure what you think about faith, this is also a welcoming environment for you. What we really want to do is foster connection and openness to discuss these practical matters of what does it mean to live our values at work and have a tremendous impact on our employees, on their families, and on the community around us.
The Sinapis Business Competition is looking to invest in 2 businesses which are in different stages of growth. The early stage finalists are still in the process of finalizing their business model and strategy, whereas the growth stage finalists are small growing businesses with more established business models and recurring revenue.
We had 65 alumni who applied for the fund. They went through a very rigorous selection process where they had 3 practice pitches in between, and then we were able to narrow down to 8 businesses who are now competing for 1 million Kenya shillings for the early stage businesses and also for the growth stage businesses.
Judging this year's competition are seasoned and highly successful heads and CEOs of high-performing companies in the country. Daniel Kamau is the CEO of Fusion Capital Limited, managing the East Africa region. With over 10 years in the company, he has led its evolution from a medium-sized micro-equity firm to a private equity operator and a leading real estate developer and fund manager. Wandia Gishuru is a co-founder and CEO of Vivo Activewear. Prior to starting Vivo, Wandia spent over 15 years as the International Development Advisor and has held positions with the UK government, the UN, and the World Bank. Anthony Gishini is a senior equity officer at Oiko Credit and is responsible for sourcing and evaluating new equity opportunities and supporting the existing portfolio in the East African region. Edward Mungai is the CEO of the Kenya Climate Innovation Center. He is also the founder of the Inspire Leadership Mentorship Program that aims to empower, mentor, motivate, and mobilize people to unlock their potential. Audrey Obara, Head of Regional Office Sweet Fund. She is responsible for sourcing new investment opportunities, managing the investment process, evaluating performance of portfolio companies, and identifying and building relationships with partners and stakeholders. Kicking off the competition are the finalists in the early stage of their business.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Samba Nixon Otieno, the chairman and CEO of Ohigla Group Limited, which is a company based in the city of Kisumu, specialized in urban waste management. And I'm here to present to you a solution called Jamii Taka. Jamii Taka is a Swahili word that brings in dignity within the community that deals with waste recycling in the Republic of Kenya. Now, if you look at the picture below, it represents what you and I enjoy every day. On a daily basis, you and I are enjoying these products. Have you ever asked yourself where those containers go? How long do we use them? It takes us less than a minute to use them. Then these containers end up in this area, which is very annoying to all of us and to everybody else in the Republic of Kenya and the global. But somebody out there, there are 11 companies in Kenya today that needs that waste product. Instead of ending it at the landfill, they want it there. But unfortunately, the only people who are currently involved in getting these plastics to them are these people working in very indignified conditions, without any protection. And so where is the problem? The problem is, in Kenya today, we are consuming about 400,000 metric tons of plastics, and this is projected to increase by 10% every year. 30% of this is PET. Now, in our system of Jamii Taka is an interconnected, community-centered plastic banking system that aims to partner with the community at the household level, pick their waste, take it to the recycler, and therefore we eliminate the need for a dump site, which are eyesores that governments all over are trying to grapple with. Now, how does this model work? This model has 5 success factors. We partner with the community, we train and educate them and sensitize them on the need on their role at the collection and the sorting. Then we recruit people from this community who are going to be our plastic champions, who will collect these plastics from these households. At this house, the champions are going to deposit these plastics at a community plastic bank owned by the community, and they get paid at that level. Then I will come with my system to collect the plastic from the banks and deliver them to the recycler in a more organized manner. You will imagine that currently in Kenya, the overall market size is estimated at 1.2 billion Kenya shillings. Where I come from, which is the Lake Region Economic Bloc, with a population of 10 million people, we have a generation of about 0.3 billion worth of plastics in that market. Right now, I am seeking for an investment of 15 million Kenya shillings to allow me educate and sensitize the community in the Elrib region, allow me train 600 community collectors and equip about 6 community banks and set up a waste collection system that will deliver these waste products to the recycler. In summary, ladies and gentlemen, we are saying that there is just too much wealth in waste PET products. And you and I, we have created the problem. And I want you to be part of the solution, except that I'm going to pay you to solve the problem you have created. Thank you.
You talked about giving it dignity. And I guess you realize that there are so many people who are already in these value chains, who are working in the dump sites. What do we do about those people?
Now, thank you for that. That's a very important question. I said in my chain, I am working with the community, and therefore, in my first point of entry, I am going to work with the people already existing in the market, except that now I want to professionalize and dignify what they are currently doing, because they've already shown commitment, they're already on site, they have the structure, they have the experience and the commitment. I want to move in and professionalize it.
A friend of mine took me out for a drive to just clear my head. And as we are driving, we have a conversation and she mentions that she uses briquettes, but has to go very far away to get them. That got me curious. I went home that evening and did research to find out more about these briquettes. And I learned that we all have these cooking problems currently. LPG gas, very expensive. Right now when it's over, trying to refill it for most Kenyans is not the most affordable option. Then we have the next option, which is makaa, better known as makaa, lamp charcoal. And it has a lot of smoke, and that smoke is not safe for our health or the environment as a whole. We also have scarcity currently. The charcoal vendors have interacted with since I started this venture. I'm learning that they're having a lot of scarcity because of government directives to reduce deforestation so that we can get our forest cover back to the 10% that it needs to be in. Now, briquettes on the other hand, they're smokeless, which makes them very eco-friendly and safe to use at home. They're long burning. We have outsourced the distribution, the delivery logistics aspect of the business, and partnered with pickup point agents who are the local dookers, the ones in the neighborhood, in the community. Those are the people we are partnering with. They are our pickup point agents. And each pickup point agent will support 5 champions. Our champions are the customers. These are people who have used our briquettes, they have loved them, and they have spread the word to their networks. We have the tagline, use, refer, and earn. Our champions will then get to the last mile, who are the consumers, who are their friends, their network. And this social commerce is wonderful because it is incorporating the whole aspect of people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. And that's what we want to capture into. They will go and tell their friends about the solution and they will love using it from that aspect. That will keep our operations lean. We won't need to expand in terms of the number of people we have in-house, and we'll incorporate the tech aspect to manage that independent distribution channel. This model has been tested the world over and we found that it's very lucrative. Our part as Makaa Special is to produce the eco-friendly briquettes, make sure we find them delivered to the location, and we provide aggressive marketing for that area to know that this is a solution that you need to use and this is where you will find them. So you'll find signs such as Makaa Special briquettes available here. By year 3, year 4, brand awareness has improved, and at this point, we now have people coming to us expressing an interest. The cost of production is competitive and in line with what our competitors are charging. The transport are kept low. The transport cost has gone low because we are delivering in bulk volumes to our pickup point agents. Then the profit margin is also a healthy margin, and our pickup point agents and our champions are also getting an additional source of revenue. And these champions are just stay-at-home moms who are now getting the opportunity, as they're talking to their friends, they sell a bag and they make money out of it, and they can make upwards of 12,500 every month, as they're also still taking care of their families. And the agents as well are getting an additional source of revenue in their different business establishments. Our value proposition will be in the regular supply that we'll offer and the customer service that we are also going to give our clients. Our ask is for 4.9 million. The bulk of this will go towards marketing and branding to create awareness. We'll also add into the inventory and the mobile app development. As we said, we want to focus on the technology.
What's your current capacity? So if you operated at 100% capacity, what would that generate in terms of turnover with your current machinery, assuming, because then the money you're raising is going into marketing, not necessarily into machinery.
True. So my current capacity with the briquette press machine that I have right now, I'm able to produce 30 tons per month. 30 tons per month, and it's retailing to now my agents at 30 shillings per kg.
With such great ideas, it's going to be a tough one for the judges. It's time to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. To find out more about Sinapis and learn about their training programs, go to www.sinapis.org. Welcome back to the Sinapis Business Competition. What will the judges think of the next finalists? Let's find out.
Welcome to Mr. B Hives, where we are taking you back to the old original taste of honey. My name is Calvin Tioni, founder and technical lead, and I'm joined here by my colleague, Josek Maderi, co-founder and commercial lead, aka Mr. B. We are currently in a global honey crisis, whereby we have an increasing demand for honey against a dwindling production supply. This has gotten to have an effect of creating adulteration. In this case for honey, means that honey is laced with sugar and other syrups to bulk up production to meet demand. A case study done by Macquarie University in Australia, sampling local honey, investigated that up to 28% of honey coming in from Europe was adulterated. Up to 52% of honey coming in from Asia was adulterated, and 18% of honey within the Australian market was adulterated. Coming close to the Kenyan market, our current production supply stands at 25,000 metric tons against a national demand of 125,000 metric tons. Wooden beehives, by virtue of their nature, can either become too hot, too cold for the bees. Our concrete beehives provides a conducive environment inside the hives for the bees to thrive. The other advantage is that wooden hives are normally light and easy to carry and are prone to wildlife attacks. Our concrete beehive is not only strong, it's also lockable and can withstand wildlife attacks. Our concrete beehive does not require any maintenance and in fact lasts a lifetime. All these advantages go a long way to ensure production of honey is increased and sustained.
Plot 280 is our land. That is 54 acres. That is a forest within a forest of 3,000 acres. Uniquely placed because half of this forest is mangrove forest. And mangrove forest produces special honey, specialty honey, mangrove honey, which is medicinal. And it's normally like 3 times worth the normal honey. This place rains every 3 weeks. And so what happens, there's continuous flowering of the plants, which actually gives you the indication that there will be continuous flow of honey because of nectar and pollen. We are great on social impact. We are very deliberate on our social impact. So what we've done, we want to work with the youth and the jobless women in Kwale County. We're already working with them through the chief, the assistant chief, the village elders. So we want to empower these people. So as we make our hives, we shall loan these people who cannot afford to buy our hives without them spending any coin except goodwill and social security. And so they're gonna get money from hives that they never invested any money. And in the next 5 years, our plan is to be disbursing about 2.1 million shillings to that village. We shall also train them in conjunction with Sinapis so that we can empower them with economic skills such that beyond our apiary, they can go and make other businesses, including honey, elsewhere. Come up with an investor structure such that an investor comes and leases our hives contractually for 5 years. And in those 5 years, we share revenue generated from the sale of hives in such a way that by the second year, the investor has fully recouped his or her investment. A case in point is somebody who invests 5 million shillings for 400 hives. By the end of that 5 years, his investment will have grown every year by 37%. And for us, we'll have grown by 45%. And our ask is 3 million shillings so that we can generate that place more hives, okay, and get there and 75% for hives, 25% for operations.
And are you the ones making the hives or it's a third party?
No, we are the ones who are making the hives.
Okay.
We have, I'm the technical lead, like you said. We have a Mzinga team who are in charge of manufacturing the hives. Though we are also engaging suppliers, especially now for the wooden frames, because right now we are dealing with the concrete superstructure of the beehive.
If you have 400 hives, how quickly can you get people to man the 400 hives?
Yes.
It will be gradual. Yeah. It will be gradual. The first month, actually, we only do 70 hives. And so we have a plan that is gradual to grow even for those times up to 400 hives. It's not just at once. Okay, and then our production center site is in Syokimau. That's where we are producing. We have a quarter of an acre. That's where we are producing our hives from.
I come from a generation of coffee farmers. My parents were born in the rural parts of central Kenya. They grew coffee at the foothills of Mount Kenya, and just like Kenyan coffee, life was sweet and enjoyable. The coffee proceeds were then used to finance their education, and this allowed them to dream of a better life. Unfortunately, the glorious days of coffee farming is a thing of the past. And that brings me to the dark side of coffee. then an equal financial and social exchange. Under the current supply chain system, the welfare of the coffee farmer is often neglected. There are 700,000 coffee farms in Kenya, and currently the farmers are facing losses or low and unsustainable income due to low commodity prices and mismanaged cooperatives. Chiswara is a tech-enabled coffee company that provides a more equitable coffee experience for both the local producers and global consumers alike by our e-commerce platform. At Chiswara, we are uniquely positioned at the top of the coffee quality pyramid. Our coffee is considered specialty coffee because it is of single origin, hand-picked, and the ethically sourced beans are grown traditionally, harvested naturally, and roasted lovingly. They are the star of every cup. The coffee industry is a $100 billion industry. Chiswara is specializing on the $36 billion industry in the specialty global coffee market. The highest valued single market is the US market, which is a $5 billion industry. Chiswara's target customer is focused on the bean quality, the origin, the tasting notes, and the roasting technique. So with the current coffee value chain, the smallholder coffee farmers are mandated to sell the coffee through cooperatives. The exporter will then go to the central auction, purchase the green beans, and then the importer will liaise with the exporter to have the coffee shipped to the US. So the value creation of the coffee happens in the coffee consuming country. The roaster will then purchase the green beans from the importer, will do the roasting, and then distribute to the retailer. Now at Chiswara, we are revolutionizing the coffee value chain. We are working directly with the smallholder coffee farmer. We then bring the value addition back home. So we do the roasting, we do the packaging, and we distribute via air, via quick delivery, and also still maintaining the optimum freshness of the coffee. And we ship it to the retailer. So depending on the sales channel that we will use, we maintain a healthy gross margin ranging between 22 to 45%. So at Chiswara, we are able to own the value chain to the point where we package the coffee, and we are able to guarantee traceability at farmer level. So our immediate ask is $100,000. We would love to get recommendation for an advisory board and expertise in international sales, marketing, and logistics. At Chiswara, our farmer-focused approach stimulates inclusive and economic growth by sourcing directly from the smallholder coffee farmer, and most importantly, paying them fairly for the coffee beans. And customers like you allow companies like us to continue to imagine a more inclusive and sustainable future for coffee. Thank you.
You say you are a serial entrepreneur. So why would somebody get the confidence to invest in your business and be sure you'll be there, even in the hard times, or you'll move on to something else? Yeah, maybe you could let me know that.
So the concept of Chiswara, I had an opportunity to go to Alibaba in China, and I was really inspired by the rural commerce and how it's been able to elevate people from poverty, especially people in the countryside. So as I mentioned, it's something close to heart because my great-grandfather had a coffee farm, and I think if he was alive, he'd be proud to see what I'm doing. So I may not be a coffee farmer, but I believe I can bring some technical and social change to the industry.
I think you're asking for very little, especially if you're going to try and penetrate these really large markets. Why not ask for more and try and grow a lot faster?
Yeah.
Before other people take your ideas and run with them.
Definitely. Definitely that would be something to consider. So the funding would be just for the first year to prove the market, and then after that year, once we're able to figure out the numbers, we'll definitely go for the next round for the company.
With the early stage entrepreneurs done, it's time to hear from those with more established business models.
I am the founder and CEO of Faith Engineering Works. We have supplied over 500 clean cooking stoves across the 47 counties. These are some of the problems that our clients have been facing. 75% of schools in Kenya use firewood, and this is causing negative environment impact in Kenya. Some schools have shifted to briquette, which is a much cleaner source of fuel compared to firewood. For many years that we have been in business, together with the feedback that we have been receiving from our clients, we have come to a conclusion that the problem in this industry or sector is not about which type of fuel is better or safe, but rather the systems that is used to burn the fuel. Allow me to introduce you to eco-friendly steam cooking system. This is a three-component part consisting of the steam generator, the steam supply line, and the vessel. This system accelerates the speed of cooking at low energy cost but high in performance. This system uses any type of fuel, be it firewood, briquette, diesel, used oil, or LPG gas. That is our steam generator. Underneath is where you put the source of fuel. Steam is generated as water boils. We use clean drinking water. The steam follows the steam supply lines, going to the three vessels. That steam gets into direct contact with the food, reducing the time taken to prepare the meal by 30 to 40% of the time. Our steam generators are mounted outside the kitchen, leaving the vessels and the steam supply lines in the kitchen, occupying very little space. Our competition is coming from manufacturers of clean cooking stoves, as well as importers of steam systems. If you look at the initial cost of eco-friendly steam cooking system, we are slightly lower in price compared to imported steam cooking system. But going to the annual fuel and maintenance cost, you realize that eco-friendly steam cooking system is much cheaper compared to the conventional cooking system. Eco-friendly steam cooking system has a lifetime of 20 years, and the other cooking system have a maximum lifespan of 10 years. Our target market are schools. There are over 40,000 institutions in Kenya. We have a viable market of 30,000 institutions. These are the institutions that have an enrollment of above 500 students. We have done a total of 60 demonstrations. 45 schools are more than willing to purchase our equipment, but all they have asked us is if they can be able to get asset financing. This is why today we are asking you for 10 million Kenya shillings. Part of this money will be going to the production of 3 units, one which we'll be sending to Kigali, Rwanda to unlock the 50 locations, and 2 which we'll put in 2 different institutions so that it unlocks the asset finance that is much needed by the rest of the other institutions. The rest of the money will be shared among purchase of machines because we believe business is going to increase.
For example, with Kigali, Rwanda, are they in a position to sign some undertaking that post deploying the first unit, they will commit to buy X number?
Yeah, Kigali, Rwanda are more than willing to purchase the equipment because currently they are using LPG gas. They are, in one of their kitchen, they are spending about $63,000 to prepare meals. And when we did a presentation and showed them that we can with the use of our equipment, they can be able to reduce between 50 to 60% of their fuel bills, they were quite happy. And they are more than willing to purchase the system. But being an institution is not a one-man's decision. It's a collective responsibility. That is why they told us, you need to take an initiative as a company, bring up the system to one of our locations, let everybody, including the end users, affirm that this system is really going to be beneficial to us. Out of that, we are going to purchase more than the numbers that we need.
Leather is one of the most widely traded commodities globally. It stands at $100 billion. This is greater than the combined trade value of sugar, meat, tea, and coffee. Africa holds 20% value of this, which means it has the capacity to have transformative impact on its economies and its industry, and yet it's plagued by low consumption. We have a natural resource right here. If we value added on this natural resource, we can have an impact of 50,000 jobs annually, an injection into the economy of $150 to $250 million in GDP. But what we do is, we take this leather, we send it out when it's raw, we have other people make shoes, we have them wear those shoes, then we have them send those shoes back to us, and then we wear them. Our addressable shoe market is the middle and upper income groups. We've calculated this to be 1.4. That adds up to about $62 million annually. Our solution is, we are a footwear brand primarily. We make accessories as well to complement this footwear. We're very intentional to do this here in Kenya. and we're intentional to do this with local leather, and we want to value add to premium quality, and we want to do this with a sustainability angle as well, and we want to do this to scale. That's why we're here. So we're in slow fashion. That's the business we are in. We create timeless pieces, we give them native names, we personify these shoes as well, and then we position them in the market as must-have pieces. So we make them aspirational but reachable. We partner with influencers who enjoy our products and appreciate what it is that we're doing to be able to amplify. We tell the customer this is made in Kenya. We tell them that we're passionate about impact. The voice of the brand is very, very personal, and this is how we speak to the customer. We are asking for 8.4 million. This is mainly working capital. We want to put that into lasts and soles. These are key components in the manufacture of shoes. We're backing that up with a labor and material asks at 4.9, and then we want to use the rest to strengthen our distribution channel.
How many jobs have you created so far?
What we have done is we have increased the earning capacity of the people who are working with us. So that's what I can say.
So, and those are the people in the value chain, not the people necessarily that you...
Yes, so it would be the artisans, it would be the people we're buying the materials from as well. So that's who I can say. But of course, if we have more uptake, the factories we're working with are the ones that are adding headcount on their side. It's not direct on our side.
Whose pitch has gotten the attention of the judges? Who will walk away with $1 million shillings?
You can't hear my heartbeat.
So many questions and no answers in sight. That will all change when we come back after this break. To find out more about Sinapis and learn about their training programs, go to www.sinapis.org. Welcome back to the Sinapis Business Competition. We are close to the finish line and will soon find out which two entrepreneurs will get an investment that will take their business one step further. You think you've heard it all? Well, think again.
My story is, it takes me back to when I was in high school and students went on strike and banned part of the school. Why? Because they did not like the changes that were brought in by the current administration, which happened to be my dad. Loss of life, many of us have witnessed, and 84% of these emergencies could have been prevented. 96% could have been managed with no loss of life or property. Most people don't have the capacity to deal with emergencies, be it fire or disaster. They use any available resources that at their disposal. The solution for us, ICT Fire and Rescue, has been to invest and revolutionize the industry. We have invested heavily in emergency response. In 24-hour response, we have invested in a control center, also in fully equipped fleet of vehicles, in a training center to be able to meet the needs of our customers. Through this, we have two main services that we offer our clients. Ambulance response, complemented by other smaller services. Fire response, that one too complemented by other smaller services. How we do this? We do this through a dedicated response to our clients. Dedicated, where we have an ambulance and a fire engine purely dedicated to that client when they need it. We also have a subscription model where we consolidate clients and then they subscribe to this system. Then we have our pay-as-you-go customers. They call us when they need us. We invoice them. We have also invested in a training college to ensure that we train our people properly to international certification. We have a control center and a dispatch area. This has been done through organic growth. Today, we need 300,000 USD Why, you may ask? Because so far we have a client ready to sign, ready to deliver emergency response by January 2021. We want to expand our training model to diversify our income, to accelerate growth and increase revenue streams.
You own 13 engines to date, 13 engines, fire
Yes,
engines.
we do.
How are you looking to grow your offering, given that you want to acquire or own these assets? Are there targeted places? Because you can only be in so many places at one time if you're looking at an acquisition model. Have you considered leasing or partnering with people who own ambulances or fire engines? And then my second question is the name ICT Fire and Rescue. What is the meaning of ICT? Because for many people, ICT conjures technology and those kind of things, not really fire and rescue.
Yeah.
And I think a name is very important in positioning your business.
Yes. The name stands for International Center of Technology, and so it's initialized.
Okay.
So really, I'm a technology person, and that's how the name came along. And now it's gone into us being able to use technology to offer these services as a background area. Yes, we are partnering with other clients, and that is one of our phase 3 area. It has started, but we project, it's in our projection to be able to grow, to diversify our income.
Everybody, not just men, wants to look good, right? Because when you look good, you feel good, right? Now, so important is looking good that the beauty industry is actually one of the fastest growing industries in the world today. In fact, if you look globally, the 2019 revenue for the beauty industry was actually $532 billion. And projections show that it's actually going to double and hit $1 trillion by 2023. Now, coming closer to home, in those 4 East African countries, in 2019, the beauty industry's revenue was about $1.2 billion US. Now, I didn't know all of this when I got into the business of beauty. I was doing well in my career. I had some savings. I wanted to start a business, and everybody told me, Fungua Salon, you are going to become rich. And so I did. And I was confronted by the ugly side of the beauty industry. Now, I was really shocked to find, as a salon owner, that the products we were using on our clients contained extremely harsh chemicals, and actually they were causing more harm than good on our clients in the long term. There was a complete mismatch in the products that were available for us to buy and use on our clients, and in actually what my clients needed. And why was that? All the imports from Asia, from Europe, wherever it is, and they were not suited for African skin or for African hair. And I was looking around Kenya, and we have all these natural ingredients, coconut oil, avocado oil, but it was really difficult to find products in Kenya that were made by these ingredients and available for us to buy. So Ethnic was born essentially to get the right product available to the Kenyan consumer, right? And we are actually a retailer, a multi-brand retailer, and we are working to become the #1 source for good for you, natural beauty and personal care products for the ethnic consumer across East Africa. In 2020 started really well for us. Of course, until that we all know what happened there. COVID got into the country. As the disease penetrated into our communities and as the digital space became more sophisticated, the client wanted one space in which they can buy everything that they need for their beauty needs. And so we gave it to them. We are now a hybrid brand. We have physical shops and we have an amazing digital platform, ethnicshop.com. Please open it on your phones. It's an amazing space, and we are really starting to sell natural products to the consumer in a big way. So what's the market size? I'll give it to you. So our main customer is a woman in the middle class, between the ages of 20 to 44 and older, but mainly in the urban concentration. And we know that there are about 1.2 such women. We are looking to raise money to fuel our growth. Right now we sell a lot in Nairobi, but Kenya is a big market. East Africa is a big market. We have a lot of potential as a business. And even just the 1 million on offer today is going to have a huge impact on our business, because the bulk of that is going to be invested in marketing and brand building. We're going to strengthen our systems, build our management, but also help to build our operations a little bit stronger.
Have you thought of making your own products?
We do, actually. The coconut oil that you have. So by talent, I am a formulator, and we do have some products that we formulated. But I think the entry at which we can do that is based on the growth of our business.
You're asking for financing. I'm not sure whether it's debt or equity of 5 million. Assuming it's debt, isn't that a lot for that kind of revenue and probably your profit margin?
Yeah. If it's debt, we probably will not uptake it because we're not ready to finance an expensive loan, especially seeing how Kenya is right now as a business. So that's not something that we're looking for. Equity, 100%. This is exciting for us because we know we have a lot to learn, and that's the kind of partnership that we want.
It has been a thought-provoking time for the judges.
Look, I think there's a big enough margin. The margins are big enough between 1 and 2.
It is now time to make a million-shilling decision.
I think when they're
Not
close.
wired blocker.
I think when they're close, maybe you can.
You could, yeah.
Make that 2 million shillings. With the deliberations complete, these finalists are ready to hear the results.
All right, everyone. Well, it has been an amazing day together, an incredible competition, and I just want to say a few thank yous. So first of all, thank you to every one of you finalists. We are so remarkably proud of you. So thank you for all of the effort that you put into this, for the blood, the sweat, the tears. You are part of the Sinapis community and family, and we are so grateful to walk alongside you throughout the competition and in the days to come. I also want to thank our amazing panelist of judges. Thank you for all that you shared today to add value into these businesses, for giving your time, your expertise, your humor. We're really, really grateful. And lastly, I want to say thank you to the Sinapis team for all of the effort that you've given, for your commitment to excellence, for your love of the Lord, love of those we serve. We absolutely can't do this without you. So thank you so much for everything you do to make an event like this possible.
Guys, keep it up and let's push these businesses to the next level. And I hope that the lessons, the teaching, the coaching you have received from Sinapis will be of use in a lifetime. Thank you very much. Well, this is the time that we are going to announce the RA Stage winner for this competition. As I said, we do not have losers, and indeed, the winner of the RA Stage is Chiswara. Well done.
So for the SME Stage business, the winner is, some suspense, ICT Fire Services
Sinapis is helping entrepreneurs understand and better their business practice. Are you an entrepreneur who has gotten stuck somewhere along the journey and cannot figure out how to proceed? Don't give up and check out the Sinapis website.
So we usually have at least one of our programs launching every month. So all somebody has to do is just log on to the website and see which one is best suited to their time, because we have some that happen on evenings and others that usually take place on Saturday mornings. So just based off of when you're available, feel free to just check this website and see which time would best work for you.
To find out more about Sinapis and learn about their training programs, go to www.sinapis.org.